Hello everyone, this is your Raja Ashrita from KL Radio, the voice of KLians. So welcome back to the podcast. So today we are truly honored to have Mr. Anudeep Muttavarapu, a senior director at Motorola Solutions and a global leader in cloud, AI and data. So we're truly honored to have you here with us, sir.
Yeah, nice
Welcome.
to join you, Ashrita. Thanks for
Welcome.
having me here.
Okay, sir. So to begin with, could you introduce about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I am Anudeep. I'm working as a senior director at Motorola Solutions. I lead a team that works on cloud, data, and AI at Motorola, and my team is spread across the globe. I am a KLU alumni. I
Okay, sir.
graduated from here with bachelor's in electronics and communications in 2013.
Okay.
So I'm so glad to be back here with you guys.
So could you share about your journey with in a few words?
Yeah, sure. So I started like I think I was just go back to my BTech days. I started here as with a bachelor's in electronics, right? That's what the degree was. But my main journey was shaped because of like the clubs here. We started the student community called Cluso,
Okay.
which was the first form of like all the clubs and extracurricular activities in the university. And I was like the first university batch in 2009. Before that, this was a college affiliated to ANU.
Mhm.
So we started it with just four clubs, if I remember: speaking club, technical club. We had like a cultural club, and like last one was I think Samskriti club, which is
Mhm.
our Indian heritage and culture. And then I graduated from here. I went to US. I did my masters in telecommunications, and then I started as a intern in a company called Kodiak. It was a startup.
Okay.
I got full time there. Then I like we were acquired by Motorola in 2017,
Mhm.
and then I joined Motorola. Then I grew into like various roles. I became a manager, senior manager, director. Now I'm acting as a senior director at Motorola.
So your journey was truly inspiring, sir. So what motivates you what motivated you to visit Kale University again now as a part of youth festival here?
Yeah, I think it's going back to the roots, right? Like I
Mhm.
definitely gained a lot from this university.
Mhm.
Um, Beyond academics, I learned a lot of like these leadership skills, a lot of creativity through the clubs that I participated in, and I truly ascribe a lot of what I have achieved in my life to the things back in KLU. It's I would say like one the activities we did in the clubs,
Mhm.
the friends I made as we did that. Uh, so a lot of people who are like you saw today, who are along with me, we work together. It's Bhargav, Keshav, Rakesh. We
Okay.
were all like part of Clues, and we were like very active part of it.
Mhm.
So those people and those memories and like everything I learned like always brings me back here.
So who is your inspiration to start this journey here?
Um, I would say like Bhargav. He motivated. Uh, like had this whole idea of an independent student body,
Mhm.
the need for it in a university like KLU, and how it would help shape leaders for the future, right? And like he was always like guiding us, he was motivating us to do more, go beyond academics. um, in BTech I used to come to college at 7 a.m.
Mhm.
and then stay back until like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. every day, and then come back again in 7 a.m. I mean usually it's
So
not.
your classes were only up to 7 8.
I never went to a class, by the way, right? Like we were always like out there organizing fests, organizing events. We just go like by end of quarter or end of semester, get a attendance letter, and then submit it. I'd say like most of my third and fourth year I spent outside the class, and I think that was really relevant and important because like the syllabus that was taught in class
Mhm.
became irrelevant in like no matter of time in 3 or 4 years.
Yes, so
But
that's
the things we learned outside class is like what stayed with me and what helped me to grow to what I am.
so there are students who are only going to classes, being bookworm, not going to see the outside world.
Hmm.
So what about them?
I see. I think they are not wrong in like what
Mm.
they do, as long as they're clear on why they are doing it. So I had like people in my class like who had this like 9 or 10 GPA.
Mm.
A few of them were like very clear. They loved technology. They loved like publishing papers. They went on to do their PhDs. I just like spoke to a classmate of mine like who did his PhD and is now working at like Intel as a
Okay.
scientist. It's I think, but there's only very few of them who actually do it because of passion.
Mm.
If you're doing it because of passion, like I said, I used to
Yes.
come here at 7 a.m., stay until like 1 a.m. because of passion. If
Mm.
you're doing the same thing for academics because of passion, it's fine. If you're doing it for marks, if you're doing it because your parents are asking you to doing it, or if you're just doing it because everyone else is doing it, then it becomes a problem. Because it will not take much longer to realize that
Mm.
all that time and effort you spend to get like a like 10 by 10 GPA is of
Mm.
no use once you go out of here.
So when you were a student, so do you have this long-term goals? Like, do you know you will be starting a director of a company like Motorola Solutions?
When I was a student, my goal was to just make sure I pass and like I graduate and get a job, right? I'm definitely I was not thinking about becoming a director or what. I didn't even know like what careers exist outside.
Mm.
Uh, what always like kept me going is like that passion to do something different, learn something all the time, whether it's in the class or outside the class. And I found like more learning happen outside the class.
Mm.
But it's always like that zeal to keep going. I never discovered like, oh, I have to be this specific thing until like few years into my corporate career. But yeah, I figured like I have not attended most of the classes, so
Mm.
but I made sure like I passed with a decent GPA, which I think is important. Like you should have like that base GPA that your placements or whatever
Yes,
is
that's
needed.
actually true.
But after that, it doesn't matter. Like it's not going to take you anywhere.
Okay, so the basic CGPA is required to be in the placements.
That's all you need to care about. I can assure you, your 10 GPA is going to take you nowhere.
Okay. So when you wake up, what motivates you to do work?
I think it's the purpose, right? Like I go back every day to work, making sure like I have an impact,
Mm.
right? Like making sure like I do things that matter. I do things that really create a difference, like in people's lives, in or like in especially in the people that are around me. So
Mm.
one thing like I have kept as a principle, like starting from here, is like you grow, but you also grow people around you, and I have taken that as a very serious philosophy. So today, a lot of people like who have been with me here in Clusa and KLU are working in Motorola along with me, right? So Keshav is in Motorola, Rakesh is in Motorola. There's a bunch of others like who are in my team,
Mm.
and I'm making sure like we grow collectively, right? We're not just like growing as I'm just not growing by myself and doing all that for myself. That's number one. And two is like once you have this core set of people that
Mm.
you're working with and you're growing collectively, do things that have a positive impact on the society and the people around you. So that's like the second thing that keeps me energized and keep going day by day. And I think the technology or the company that we work in, they're just a medium, they're not an end,
Yes.
right? What really matters is like what are you doing with that opportunity, that whether it's your job or whether it's your company or whether it's your the technology that you're working in.
I literally liked when you said like you have to grow collectively. Okay. So what motivates you to work within a team? Like many individuals, they
Hmm.
want to work separately.
Yeah,
What about them?
so you could only do a certain amount of things by yourself, right? Today I lead a organization that has like hundreds of people in it.
Mm.
How many things can I do by myself, right? I can probably like stay up all 24 hours, work like every second, but I could only get so much done. So it doesn't and as you grow up the ladder with like no matter like which career are you in, one, you will be impaired if you don't build a team and if you're not a good team player, because after a certain level like you cannot do everything by yourself. You
Yes.
need people whom you can delegate things to.
Mm.
Two, I think like when you look back and you don't feel good about what you have done, you cannot go anywhere, right? I think as I like one of the things that keeps me going is like that collective growth. um, so I think people will realize that at some point. I was reading this thing about Jeff Bezos, that he is this type of person like who can foresee the future and tell
Okay.
what will happen in 10 years, and that's why he's great.
Mm.
But when you read about him, you'll realize that's not his strength. His strength is actually like finding smart people who can independently continue to like deliver on his vision, and
Mm.
he'll delegate to them very effectively. And you read about Satya Nadella, you read about Sundar Pichai, You
Hmm.
read about any good leader in the world, that's a common trait you'll find, is that they have built teams, and
Hmm.
they're very good at like letting smart people do things for them and not like poking into everyone's business.
Okay, great, sir. So, how much ready a student has to be in a part of corporate?
I think being part of corporate is something you'll not learn in college.
Hmm.
It'll just be part of this initial days. Once you get into the company, they will have training, they'll have onboarding, and you'll realize it's very different from what you have experienced in your btech, or what you're told in btech.
Hmm.
But what keeps you going there is like, are you explorative, are you learning fast? Because I said, like, once you go into a company, you'll realize like you don't know a lot of things that are needed for the job. And then how well are you getting along with everyone else around you,
Hmm.
right? Those first few years will really shape the rest of your career. So for me, that first 3 years was like that. All I was doing is like kept on learning. I did a lot of certifications. I helped everyone around me learn, and then I made sure that I'm channelizing all my efforts into helping the organization do better. So I think you learn, answering your question, like, you're not gonna learn it in college. You'll learn it like once you go there. But like, be explorative, be open, and like be a good team player.
Okay. So, that one lesson from your college life that helps you till today.
I think the biggest one is value relationships, right? That is what will stay with you forever. And for
Hmm.
me, I was lucky enough to have great friends,
Hmm.
and I was even luckier enough to have all of those great friends share the same passion, right? Like, we had this passion for extracurricular activities, we
Hmm.
had this passion for clubs, and we had a great relationship. So great that like even after like 12 years after graduating, like, we are the thickest of the friends today. And
That's
then I
so
think
great.
that's what like keeps me happy, it keeps me content, it keeps me coming back to this place. um and I think that's what I would for me, it's the relationships that made it happen.
So, friends are being your greatest supporters
Yes,
in your
absolutely,
college life.
absolutely, yeah. And obviously like my wife, but I think I just keep it's this is a time when you'll develop this type of relationships. Once
Yeah.
you go to corporate, you're not going to find, it's hard, I would say. It's not never,
Hmm.
but this is a time when people are like more open to being vulnerable. They
Hmm.
are more open to actually trust people. They're more open to share things.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is now is the time to build like your relationships, whether it's like a friend circle or whether it's a girlfriend or a boyfriend. This is the time to do it.
So these days, trusting people has been a really hard part for today's like Gen Z.
Hmm.
What advice do you want to give to them?
See, I think I know it's hard.
Hmm.
Even down the lane, I have had like with friends, like I have had like a lot of people whom I trusted and whom I really like, I got cheated by,
Hmm.
right? But it's better, you will be better off trusting people and like, not like getting cheated than not trusting people at all, right? It's not a zero sum game.
Hmm.
But you trust 10 people, maybe one of them like will just remain with you, but that one relationship is worth enough to have that like rest of the nine broken ones. So that's what I would recommend. I know like with Gen Z, there's a lot of people are just staying in this cocoon and a hard shell where like you're not communicative, you're not like trusting people soon enough. Especially with social media, you even don't know what to trust.
Yes, so many are being in their comfort zone and not
Yes,
coming out and not exploring the things outside.
yes, I know, that's definitely true, and that's a problem.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And I think it's better to like build relationships in person,
Hmm.
right? Don't do it over Instagram, don't do it over WhatsApp, or like don't do it over Snapchat. You're never going to find like your best relationships there. Where you'll really find them is like when you meet in person,
Yeah.
and preferably over a shared activity.
Hmm.
Whether you like just going for like trips with your friends,
Hmm.
or whether you like working in a radio like you guys are doing, or whether you are just like, if you're nerds, you want to sit in the library, like spend time in person with people and do it on an activity, and that's where like you'll find your good relationships in.
Like many of the young generation are being influenced by social media.
Yeah.
There is being a more of negative impact than the positive impact.
Hmm.
So what's your take on this, sir?
See, I was big user of like Facebook and Instagram until like I'd say 2017 or 18, and then I deleted both. Um, and then I found that I was better off not having them than to have them. But then I also met people who are really using it for a good purpose, right? You follow
Yes.
the right channels, you're only consuming the right content.
Mm.
See, it depends on like what you're using it for. If you're just doom scrolling all day, it's not good for you. But if you are like a content creator, or if you are passionate about something and social media is helping you learn,
Yes.
I think you should still do social media, but do it in moderation. Modern operating systems like Android, iOS allow you to like time scope it to say only half an hour a day or 1 hour a day. Have that regulation or moderation, and I think you'll be fine. The other thing I would say is platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter will
Mm.
yield you better productivity than like Instagram or Snapchat, right? But at this age, see, I think don't go too hard on yourself. This is the age to have a little bit of fun.
Yes.
So have social media, but like just use it in moderation.
So, what's your take on the AI that is being students are using today?
I think students should use AI,
Mm.
and they should use more of AI. If someone is telling you not to, then it's a problem. Because the reality is like once you get outside, you're going to use AI. Think of like 10 years back, you're going into exam and your professor has not used a calculator,
Mm.
right? Yeah, you could sit down, like do all those sums like on paper by yourself for like 10 hours, or like just press two buttons in a calculator. AI is like that. The real world is using it, so you have to learn by using AI, not by avoiding AI, right? So I think I would recommend the curriculum has to change to support that. I went to MBA at Northwestern, which is one of the top universities in
Oh,
the world, like it's in the
okay.
top 10.
Oh,
And every case we did there, every case study or project we did there, the professor challenges use AI, use whatever you want. The content is designed in such a way that unless you think on your own, you're not really gonna get a good output, right? I think curriculum has to be redesigned. You should not be stopped from
yes,
using
we
AI.
have to take the help from AI.
Yes, right, because that's what you're gonna do once you graduate. You're gonna use AI.
Yes, sir.
So,
So many people are using this, misusing this AI, sir. Actually,
like, can you give an example?
like being cheating in examinations,
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah. See, as I said, the exam should be designed in a way to allow you to use AI. I think that has to change over a period of time.
Like then, how could you get the real talent of the students, sir? Meanwhile, they are cheating in the exams. How could you get the real talent of the students, sir?
So the talent should be in is like how well are you using it. So yeah, and see, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Today, the curriculum is designed in such a way that you learn something and then you write an exam to
Yeah.
prove like how much you have learned
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir.
But with AI, if you change the exam
Mm.
to let you apply what you have learned to a real problem using AI, and then you are graded not based on your memory of the topic, but you are graded based on your creativity of how you have applied that topic to a real world scenario. I
Mm.
think that should. But yeah, I think in this interim, if your exam is not like that, if few people are using and few people are not using, then it's cheating. But I believe fundamentally this curriculum and the whole process has to change. Otherwise, like it will be hard for you guys to really adopt once you get into the real world. Because like the actual things that you remember in your classes, they're not gonna matter. Like as long the what will matter is how well are you able to apply them.
So the curriculum today is completely depend upon the marks and the CGPA,
Hmm.
and most of the students are not even getting into the talented worlds they are thought they are thinking of
Hmm.
actually. So what's your take on that?
I think see as I said, like probably you guys are living in a transitionary phase, so you'll
Mm.
probably have to go through a few hurdles.
Like because is it of the curriculum that has been designed?
I think it will change.
Uh,
It will change within a matter of time. But yeah, this transition phase will be a bit harder, and I think
mm,
uh, you have the university has to find creative ways to make sure it doesn't affect you guys.
yeah. So do you think networking with the people around you is really important?
It is, but you have to think of networking in a way of like genuinely knowing other people,
Mm.
and then what you could get out of that networking, right? Not just to just tick marks, like
Like the inputs we want to get from them.
yes. the inputs, and then what you could give them in some ways,
Mm.
right? And the more you form those like meaningful relationships with people as you network with them,
Mm.
I think the better off they will be than just, 100 or 500 people, right? You probably don't even remember like where you met them. That's not going to help. But yes, networking is like very important.
So, how much important are communication skills rather than the technical skills?
I think they're the most important ones. They're more important than technical skills in certain aspects. The ability to communicate what you're thinking in your brain,
Mm.
you'll realize it's not as easy as we think, and you'll realize that that skill is very scarce as you grow up the corporate ladder. It's one of the differentiating aspects like of leaders is like how well are you able to articulate a complex idea
Mm.
and communicate it in an easy way. It's not about your English, by the way, right? The English is just like a medium, but it's about like how are you taking all of this complex information together,
Mm.
organizing it in a simpler way so that people can understand now, and then changing that for different. So when I like present to executives, like what am I going to say? When I present to my team, what am I going to say? When I'm presenting to a customer, like what am I going to say? Right, that part of like information organization and how you communicate that information, I think is very important.
So, many students are confused about the careers,
Hmm.
and some of them have been switching to the wrong careers, uh, irrespective of the knowledge they
Hmm.
have. What advice do you want to give for them?
See, I think it's okay to be
Mm.
confused. You are never going to get it right.
Mm.
If you are too stressed about I need to do the right thing from day one,
Mm.
um, you'll just be more stressed. I think yes, go try out things there. If it doesn't work out, always take a step back and like figure out what else you want to do. Um, See, there is you guys graduate your bachelor's at 21, right? Like even if you do masters for another 2 years, like you'll
Mm.
start your career at 23. 23 to like 60 years,
Mm.
you have like almost 37 years of your career,
Yes, sir.
right? So it's a long time. 37 years is like it's a very long time. So take risks in that initial phase of your journey. The first 7 to 10 years is like when you can actually do random things, switch careers. Like it's always okay to do that. So be open minded until you find the right thing for you. Even if you like don't do well in the first 2, 3, or 5 years, but once you get like what's right for you, and then from there like you'll take off. It's better than like trying to get it right from the first attempt and like not going anywhere.
Sir, what are the skills that are like in the boom in the industry now?
uh, See, I think technically
Mm.
there's a lot of need for like people who can understand and apply AI.
Mm.
But as I said, what really matters and like what really top companies look for is like how curious you are, how passionate you are, and
Mm.
then how well are you able to learn and adapt. I think KLU's curriculum is designed well. Like I've seen there's a department for cloud computing. There's a lot of courses on AI data. There's a lot of courses on um, like cloud network, like all the relevant fields out in the industry. So
Mm.
I think just stick to what they're teaching you, but like learn these additional skills that will help you once you get into the industry.
So, what is best for a student right after graduation? Getting into placement or going abroad for masters?
I would say it's a personal decision. Um,
Might be getting into confusions.
yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I was very confused when I was trying to like decide between do I got a job in TCS.
Okay. So
Uh,
your first job was in
I
TCS.
didn't join, so I
Oh,
went to masters right away,
okay.
which I think was the right thing to do now retrospectively. If I joined
Hmm.
TCS, that would not have really helped. But now the situation is actually if you're going to US, especially, it's very bad.
Hmm.
Not just US, like anywhere in the world, the next 5 years will be more reduction in force than hiring, right? And there's a lot of anti-immigration things. I would say stay here, learn things, and if and when the situation becomes better, then think of abroad.
So could you please explain more about this AI cloud?
In the podcast.
Just in a few words, sir. Just like a non-technical background students like me could like enhance it more skill in.
Yeah. So think of, so I'll start with cloud,
Mm.
and then we'll
Okay.
build to AI. where do you install, like, if you want to like run a application, where do you install it? Software, if you're using a software,
Play Store.
right? And it's on your phone, right?
Yes.
Or it's on your computer. So for smaller softwares that you use, like Instagram or like Facebook, your phone or your computer is enough. But if I built a bigger software that is actually, let's say, Facebook's backend, that is required to serve all your photos, all your posts, I need a bigger computer, right? So originally what people used to do is like they buy these huge spaces, they build their data centers, they install like all hundreds of servers in those and install application in that. Cloud is the same thing, but these servers and these infrastructure is managed by Amazon and Microsoft and Google's of the world. You don't have to worry about it. So if I'm a startup, I don't have to buy servers. I don't have to buy networking gear. I don't have to like install everything by myself. I just go to aws.com and like provision. I need like 20 CPUs and I need like 100 GB of RAM, and AWS takes care of spinning it in their backend infrastructure. It's actually, it boils down to real servers. It boils down to real data centers, but I'm not managing them. Someone else is doing on my behalf. So that's cloud in the most simplest form. AI is like, there's a lot of forms of AI. If you're talking about generative AI, it's about intelligent application that can predict words based on what you've asked it to do.
Yeah.
So you could say, if the word, if there's a word that says the animal is, and then you're asking it to predict the next word based on like the data that it is trained on, it could say the animal is cat or the animal is a dog, right? So this AI is nothing but it uses these millions of sentences that is it's trained on to predict what you're asking for now.
So, what's your take on this IT industry and its movement to AP and in the world?
I think Amaravati will definitely have a lot of scope. Bangalore, which was the IT capital of India,
Yes.
is now struggling with infrastructure problems and with like the capacity problems. Um, CB Chandrababu Naidu sir has always been like great in like being pro business and inviting companies to like wherever he is. Hyderabad is built by him, right?
Yes, sir.
So now, like from a global standpoint, India is going to have a huge growth in technology, driven both by startups in India, but also driven by investments from big firms outside, from like US and everywhere else in the world. ChatGPT's highest user base is in India. YouTube's
Yes, sir.
highest user base is in India.
Yes.
Netflix's second highest user base is in India. So they are not going to leave on Indian market. What I think what they will do is like they will start establishing their R&D and their data centers here, and which you have seen Google like setting up or like promising to set up a data center in Vizag. I think that's only going to grow, given or like as long as the pro business measures that this government has introduced will stay like as they are designed today. So there's a lot of opportunity for the youth over here. I'm sure like in 4 to 5 years you guys will start seeing a lot of jobs pop up around you because of the investments that are being
So
made.
there would be a very great number of job opportunities in AP in the coming next 5 years.
I think so. I'm very optimistic about it.
Okay. So, why are this cloud and AI are considered mostly for today's industries?
Because like they are fundamental to everything that you build these days, right? 10 years back, you just needed like Java or like you
Yes.
needed like a front end language. That's fundamental to any application or most of the applications that you build. Now, cloud and AI are like you don't want to be building your own data centers. You don't want to release an application that's not intelligent, right? So I think those have become foundational, and they will continue to be foundational for the next few years.
Sir, what is this Motorola Solutions is completely about?
Yeah, sure. So a lot of us know of us as a phone company,
Sir?
right? You guys know of us as a phone manufacturer,
Yes,
right?
sir.
You know the
Yes,
Moto
sir.
Razr and all
Yes,
that,
sir.
but we are not a phone company.
Okay.
So what happened in 2011 was we sold off our mobile business to Google.
Okay.
So everything that's related to a phone or manufacturing like a phone, Google brought it from us, and Google sold it to Lenovo. Right now, the mobile division is owned by Lenovo. So what we do is a public safety focused like I would say solutions. So there's like three verticals you could think. One is like radios, walkie-talkies.
Mm.
So any walkie-talkie that you see police or like firefighters or ambulance use across the world, like we are a market leader in that segment.
Okay.
Two is video surveillance.
Mm.
So cameras that are fixed, used for monitoring, like in US and Europe, police have like a body worn camera that they wear
Yes, sir.
here.
Yes.
We are a market leader in that.
Mm.
And then license plate readers. We do that business in India as well. So this is all of video solutions that is paired with AI to do automatic detection and automatic alerting and things like that. The last one is what we call as command center.
Okay.
So you guys dial 108 here, right? It's
Yes, sir.
similarly US there's 911.
Okay.
So when you call 911, the software that handles the call
Mm.
and the software that's used to answer it then like send someone to the scene, like whether it be police or if fire or an ambulance. All this software is like built by us. So radio, video, and then the software that's used for public safety. So this is what we do today.
That's so great, sir. So when a student go for a placement, do you say skill matters or most of the luck matters?
I uh, I recall the phrase that one of our panelists said today, which is called luck surface area.
Okay.
Right? I'm not going to deny that luck matters, but that amount of luck will increase based on the effort you put in,
Mm.
multiplied by how you project that effort. Right? So that will increase the amount of surface area of your luck. If you don't put any effort and you don't like market it enough, your luck surface area is going to be small.
Okay.
So the chance of you getting that job is much smaller. But if you are putting a lot of effort and then you are also putting effort on like marketing yourself, that
Mm.
surface area will grow.
Okay.
That means that there's more chances you'll get that job. So the factor of luck is still there,
Mm.
but the probability of you getting that job increases like if you are doing it right.
Okay. The factor of luck is of only 1%.
I wouldn't say it's like 1%. It
The
could be
remaining would be
99%.
99% of is of the efforts it could be, sir.
Yeah, I that equation, as I said, like it changes based on situation you are in,
Mm.
but like effort is a certain percentage. The marketing or like how much you are portraying yourself adds a certain percentage to it, right? And then the actual interview, like it brings in a certain percentage. So it's not, I cannot give you a number right now,
Mm.
but what I would say is like put the right effort, make sure your effort is portrayed,
Okay.
whether it's on your resume or whether it's in your interview, and I think that takes care of the luck part.
Sir, is building a resume is really important today.
I think so, but I think I also think that the resume format of how we used to do it has to change. That you
Mm.
have to get more creative on how you build your resume, and also about you have to get creative on what's on your resume. 9 GPA or 8 GPA with a bachelor's in computer science. I think 500 other people in the university will have that.
Yes, sir.
So what differentiates you?
Like what makes us stand out of
What
all
makes you
those
special?
people?
Like what is your story that you can tell that no one else can tell?
Yes, sir.
And would that story resonate with the person interviewing you? That
Mm.
okay, this person has got something special, they are doing something different, I should hire them and they're good for the company, right? So that is what your resume should speak about, not your qualification or not your GPA itself.
Is it good to have only one resume for the applications you're doing for IT, or the it has to be based upon the company you're applying for?
um, I think you should have one generic resume,
Okay.
and then we should I mean, depending on the job you're applying to, if it requires you to specialize it,
Mm.
uh, you should. But see, I think don't worry too much about like writing. Resume is not just that one piece of paper. Resume is that 4 years of effort that you have put in to make that piece of paper make you stand out, right? I think the work that you guys are doing here right now,
Yes, sir.
this will definitely help you once you go out into the real world. So this is about like what you have done for that 4 years beyond your curriculum and how you have built your profile. That is, think of that as your resume, not just that piece of paper that you
Like
write.
having the extracurricular activities in our resume does really makes us stand out of the all the crowd
Yes,
outside.
I think so. And also it's about how you tell that story,
Okay.
right? If you are able to convince your interviewer that
Mm.
this is not just things that I have done to spend or like do some time pass, but I have done it and I've really learned these skills, If you're able to attribute it, I think yes, it matters. See, because companies like, especially the ones that hire a lot of people, this is a way for them to filter people.
Mhm.
And the companies that hire only small number of people, like Microsofts or Googles of the world, they actually look for this type of skills. So in both cases, this will help.
So, like, what skills should student have to start their career in IT industry?
Um,
The basic skills they should have.
and they, as I said, like they need to be open to learning. They need to be like curious. They need
Mhm.
to be explorative. I think everything else you will figure it out.
Like the skills, if they want to build a career in AI or cloud.
The job will teach you. As I said, like there's no particular technology skill you need to like specifically be like a master at when you're joining your job. As long
Mm.
as you can learn what your job is teaching you
Mm-hmm.
and you're able to navigate it, it'll take you to the right place.
So there's a lot of fear, like AI is replacing jobs. What's your take on that? Is it really replacing people?
It's not replacing people at this point. It's augmenting people.
Okay.
It's helping people be more productive.
Mm.
It's reducing the number of tasks that people have to do. For example, a software programmer, they used to spend like at least 60% of their time writing code and 40% like communicating, coordinating, meeting, and all that. Now that 60% will shrink
Mm-hmm.
because AI is like writing the code on your behalf.
Yes.
How well are you using that rest of the time that is shrunk because of AI is, I think, what defines your validity to the company as a engineer, right? And I think companies are not gonna like just there is enough demand for software right now
Mm.
that this productivity increase will not result in immediate job losses. But I think what it will do is the amount of hiring pipeline that will be in the
That would
future,
be decreasing.
that will shrink.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be like niche skills that is required. As I said, like differentiators that you will need to be able to get into a job and
Like
survive there.
there would be getting a many of another skills that we want to learn again.
Yes, the skills that you will need to learn will change. That's why I said like you need to use AI in your exams as
Yes.
well.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Two, I think your soft skills will become more and more important.
Mm-hmm.
The things that you're learning in these clubs, the things that
Yes.
you're learning outside your classroom,
Mm.
they will become more relevant because that's those are the ones that will keep you going. But yeah, I think th- build those differentiators now, right? And as long as you have them, you'll be fine.
Okay. So when you were a student, were you a backbencher who
Yeah.
used to enjoy with friends in the
Yes,
at
I
the
was
back or
absolutely
a
a
front
backbencher.
bencher?
No, I was a backbencher. We used to throw chalk pieces at
Uh-huh.
lecturers. We used to make funny sounds from behind. We
Okay.
did all sort of funny stuff.
So what's the one message you want to give youth today?
One message, as I said, like be explorative,
Mm.
learn stuff outside your classroom. Don't just focus on doing things that are inside the classroom.
Mm.
Make great friends, right? And be curious.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.